You're walking into work every day saying you're fine. How are you? Hey, how are you doing? I'm fine. How are you? Like it's literally on repeat in your mind to say that you're fine because you know that you have to be. But do you really have to be? Woo! Welcome one, welcome all to your space for everything empowerment. I'm your host, Tariq Williams, and not only I am Vision of Hope, but you know what it is. We are Vision of Hope. It's a we thing. It's not just one. It's all. It's once again your space for everything empowerment. Thank you so much for coming back to the episode. Thank you for coming back to the podcast every Sunday. We're consistently bringing the content. Let's get it. So I'm in a a mood where I'm very focused and in thought about this episode. So just so you all know, there's a lot of thought when I think about these episodes. A lot of things for me to think about, and I want to deliver the most value I possibly can from a core sense of transparency, honesty, and creating impact for the listeners and for you because you're listening. Um, it's Mental Health Awareness Month. And I think this is a very important topic today to truly discuss. So, you see the title, and I'm going to bring it up in a way that we kind of go in an order here of just discussing high functioning. We're going to go in a place of what it means to be a high functioning individual and hanging through and being resilient and going through whatever it is you're going through. From there, I'm going to share what it means to be high functioning and then actually hurting in the process. I'm going to share a personal story about this situation, maybe give some examples in media and Hollywood or what have you about what that has looked like. I'm going to talk about maybe some things that we do to hide some of the struggle that we're going through and ultimately give you some tools and strategies to be able to work through and understand your mental health. So let's get started. So, there is a reel that I've posted on social media where there's an interview between Emmanuel Acho and Lil Wayne. And what happens is, and maybe that's not exactly what happened, but basically it's Lil Wayne's take uh on mental health. And no matter what, first and foremost, he says that mental health is real. There was a span of time where people didn't believe that mental health was a real thing. Oh, you're fine. Just shake it off. Rub some dirt on it. You're cool. It's not really a thing, right? That existed, and so it's interesting. Like because mental health isn't as concrete to see as a broken leg, because I'm hurting mentally. You can't see it physically, therefore it doesn't exist, right? And we all know that that's not the case, and so what it looks like to go through the day to day. Because when we talk about anxiety, when we talk about depression, when we talk about going through hard and difficult times mentally, it looks different for every single person. And so, you right now, you're going through it, but you're walking into work every day saying you're fine. You're walking into work every day saying everything's good. How are you? Hey, how are you doing? I'm fine. How are you? Like it's literally on repeat in your mind to say that you're fine because you know that you have to be. But do you really have to be? It seems like being transparent or sharing how we feel mentally that we're struggling, that vulnerability seems to be a weakness in today's society. Like you literally have to be fine. You have to be good no matter what it is. It's weak to show any type of mental hurt. And I'm here to tell you today that that's not true. I would argue that it takes a sense of strength to be able to share what you're going through, to be able to share the mental strife that you are in. But it's easier said than done. And it speaks to the fact that your mental may not be okay. And it can show up in a myriad of different ways. There's PTSD, there's depression, there's anxiety, there's just sometimes you don't even know what's happening. Then it starts showing up in a physical manner. So, once again, understanding that mental health is real, but yet you feel like you have to hide it because you don't want to appear to be weak. The people see it's interesting. You are someone that lifts people up. You are someone that's there for other people. You are someone that when that other person is hurting, you dust them off and get them back up. So then when it's your turn to need that, you say, oh, I can't be that person because everybody expects me to always be okay. So if nobody's ever told you this before, let me be the first to say that it is okay to not be okay. As you all know, and I don't know how many people know this story about my blindness because everybody seems to think, "Wow, Tariq, you're such an inspiration and you're so great that you're doing all these awesome things as a blind person and you're able to just cope with it so well." But I'd be lying to you if I told you that I was okay the entire time. I had my moments where I had to work through it. However, I did try to hide it. I did attempt to hide the hurt that I was going through. And it's not that I had to share it a ton, don't get me wrong. Let's get into the story. And I don't know how many people are listening to this. Family, friends who may not have heard this, uh, you know, let's take a listen and come along for the journey. So I've touched on this, but I've never gone so much in depth. I was always the person to, yeah, I'm good. I'm cool. I'm a lot of times I'm still that person. Yeah, everything's good. Everything's cool. I'm great. I'm fine. Like literally when people say, "Hey Chick, how are you?" I'm fine. How are you? Like it's just like it's a recording sometimes. Like I know to say it without even thinking about it. So sometimes I try to take a step back now and recognize that it's okay to share my feelings with certain people, people who I feel safe around, people who I feel I can handle my truth. When I became blind, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. I wasn't giving speeches about empowerment or resiliency immediately. I was hurting. But when I was originally told that my eyesight was something serious, I started off with yeah, I'm all right. And I remember very vividly because we're at the eye doctor and I said, okay, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I understand. And I go to the bathroom and in that moment, I wanted to be alone. And I think I started to realize that my life was going to change forever. That the future I thought I had for my life was no longer what I thought it could be. And in those moments, I felt the tears coming down my cheek. And I just sat with that for a couple minutes or so, wiped my face, took a deep breath, and went back out there with my doctor and my mom. At that point, I just accepted it. And my mom, Trick, do you want to go to school? Yeah, I want to go to school. Come on, let's go. Everything's going to be all right. I told my mom everything's going to be cool. You know what I mean? Because that's the kind of person I always was. But then it was interesting as I was going back into school, being in a space where even that did that have to be different all of a sudden? In that moment in time, I thought it had to be different because in my mind, I was losing my identity. So I tried to hide it. I tried to, because once again, I didn't want to be weak. I didn't want to be not okay because once again, I'm the jokester. I'm the one that tells the jokes. I'm the one that's cool. I'm the one you can hear laughing in the hallway. You all right? I was high functioning, but I was hurting. And in the moments where I was left alone with those thoughts that day, as I'm walking into the school, I went to the bathroom and some tears flowed some more. I eventually found one of my teachers. Shout out Miss Fools. So if I remember this situation correctly, um, the tears just happened, and she was teaching, right? And the tears just happened. Okay. Now, when I think about that moment in the bathroom with crying and the tears falling, I think about how important it was for me to just let go. See, so often, once again, we believe all the things that I just said. That if you show hurt, if you show sadness, if you show vulnerability, that means that you're weak. That your mental health is you're fine. Just brush it off. It's okay. There are other things going on in my life that I just pretended weren't happening because I felt like I had to be okay. Like it was supposed to be. Like I couldn't I in those high school years, there was a lot of things happening in my life. And so I truly felt that if I showed that I was hurting, that I would be weak, that I wouldn't be as strong as others, that I wanted to be the person that people can continue coming to. And if I felt like if I ever showed weakness, then they would no longer come to me for guidance or for help. But I'm here to tell you today that there's nothing stronger than recognizing that you need some empowerment for your mental health, that your mental health needs a boost, that you need to find someone to talk to, a therapist, a coach, a friend, someone who cares about you for you. How much stronger that can make you. You know, I'll be real. The times that I've been super upset about my blindness, just being honest, it's not a ton. I've had moments of feeling weak with it and not knowing what next was going to look like for sure. But being able to just let go of the things that were hurting made all the difference for me. And see, when you bottle up your mental health, it's a strain on who you are. It's a strain on your mental, your physical. All those things start to hurt. And you don't know how they're going to show up. And so people cope in different ways. And unfortunately, there are people in this world right now that because they're not taking care of their mental health, they're falling into drugs. They're falling into the wrong crowd. They're falling into drinking too much, all these different things. And I'm here to tell you that those don't have to be the things that take over your life. We're high functioning and you're hurting right now. But it's okay to hurt. Because you know what being hurt proves? That you're human. Just like everybody else. Find a friend, find a therapist, find a coach, find a community, find a safe space to be you on your best days and on your worst days. High functioning and hurting. Once again, you're going into work every day. You're saying you're fine when you might not be. You're saying everything's great when they're not. You have your list of struggles, but guess what everybody does? Blindness, not getting into the school you want to get into, financially, not making the money that you want to make, not being as social as you want, not having the community that you need. Find your safe space. You're not alone, and it's okay to not be okay. Ultimately, you have to give yourself what you need. So, on this Mental Health Awareness Month, I want you to take the time on your phone, on your computer, write it down in a journal. If you could envision what it feels like to feel happy, mentally, what are the things you need to let go? Just to tell somebody so that you don't have to carry that weight by yourself anymore. Make today the day. You don't have to hold on to that weight anymore. You don't have to say you're okay when you're not. Let Mental Health Awareness Month be the springboard you need to make your mental health a priority and to get to not where you want to be, but where you need to be. You deserve it. Give it to yourself. Learn more about you so you can get to where you need to be. Mental health is real. Make sure you're taking the time to take care of yourself. High functioning, but hurting. You don't have to hurt alone. Not only I am Vision of Hope, but we are Vision of Hope. Let's get it.